Today's a very powerful day for transformation, not only for us Earthlings, but the planets. There's a lot of shift going on. Jupiter and Saturn are extremely close together right now. Jupiter represents love, growth, expansion, healing, and Saturn represents limitations, limiting beliefs, temptation, fear. And we have been ruled more by temptation and fear for a really long time. So now we get to choose between the limiting beliefs, the fear, or love and growth and change, compassion, things like that. Today really is the day that we get to choose between love and fear. I let fear guide me for my whole life. Pretty much in every situation, I let fear guide me. And once I started to catch on to the fear and choose love, my life started to change in the most beautiful ways that I could ever imagine. Love is a beautiful thing. Self-love, nurturing ourselves, nurturing the planet, loving others, having compassion. It wasn't an easy process, but it was a very beautiful process. And I'm not perfect. I still, that fear will come in and try to trick me, and sometimes I'll fall for it. But then I get right back up again, and I let love guide me. So this is the day that the Mayans were talking about. Some people believe that it happened in 2012, and others believe that it's today, 12/21/2020. There has been so much change going on that we have been feeling for a long time now, and today is the shift. So not only are the planets transforming and the energies above are transforming, but the energies within us are transforming as well. I'm going to share with us some fun things that we can do to help our transformation and to really kickstart this new way of life, really. So I'll bring up the elements right now. So water, a nice gift for the holidays, either asking for it or getting it for yourself, is a water bottle, obviously a reusable one, but with a straw. I had some family and friends say that having a straw helped them get a lot more hydration in throughout the day, and truly it has been such a blessing to have this straw, because when you have to unscrew a cap and while you're driving or while you're, and with the mask and everything, having the straw makes such a huge difference. So this is one beautiful way. Water, getting a lot of water in. I know when it's cold out, the last thing we want is water. We want warm, cozy drinks, which are also great. Teas and drinks like that are fun, but water is going to really help us get things moving in the body. Fruits like citrus fruits are also going to help things get moving. These are mandarins. You can get them at the local farmers markets right now, or at least here in California. I got like 20 of these for $3. They smell amazing. They taste amazing. Citrus fruits are going to help things, any mucus and buildup of toxins in our body. It's going to get them moving. They are astringent, so you can squeeze a mandarin or a lime, especially limes, really help get that mucus out of the body. Lemons, of course, too, but something about limes for me has just been so powerful when I'm feeling like a mucus buildup, when I've eaten a lot of foods that have really congested me, like breads and lots of cheese and things like that. Lime helps to clear that out. Berries, the farmer's market has lots of raspberries and strawberries right now. You can get a bunch of these at the farmer's market for such a great price. I got 8 baskets of berries for $18. 8 baskets of these. And they last in the fridge for a good amount of time. And if you don't feel like they're gonna last, you can throw them in the freezer and add them to smoothies and stuff. Yeah. Starting my day with a handful of different berries, also blueberries we have. And it's a really beautiful way to start the day. And they're full of minerals and nutrients and things like that. And they're really low in sugar, and they taste like candy. So those are some beautiful, they're full of water. So those are beautiful ways to get that water in, that hydration in. And now that I am 6 months pregnant, I really caught myself indulging on foods and then feeling bad about it. So binge eating, I've known that I have been an indulger for many years. I get tempted by food and I lust over food, and so that is like a very Saturn energy. And choosing love over that temptation has not always been easy for me, but I asked baby, finally, after 6 months, I said, you know what? I eat all this food and I still don't feel nourished. I'm still so hungry all the time. What can I do to stop this binge eating? And I did it for 3 days, what she told me to do, what baby told me to do, and it worked. And so on Saturday, I didn't do it, and I was around a bunch of junk food, and I indulged like crazy. And I really felt like, whoa, what she taught me worked. This really does work. So this is what she told me to do. She told me to make my own trail mix. So I went to the local grocery store, nice small business in the area. It's in Concord off of Monument, and it is called Harvest House. It is a health food store where things are not ridiculously expensive, and they sell things in bulk. So I got an abundance of ingredients to make my own trail mix, just like baby asked for. I've never made trail mix in my life. I don't even eat trail mix unless someone has it at their house, and I'll have, you know, a handful of it. Usually it's like really salty and got M&Ms in it, and it's delicious, and lots of peanuts and things, but not a lot of nutrients always. So this cost me so little money. I got an abundance of different ingredients to put in these. And I will share with you what I did. So you can, when you go to Harvest House or any sort of health food store that sells nuts and things in bulk, right now because of COVID, they have their employees doing it for you. Some places don't have any bulk right now because of COVID, but some places do, so you can always call before you go and ask. But buying it in bulk is just going to be such a beautiful way to do it, because you'll have so much, and you're not spending as much, and there's not as much packaging. So you can bring your own big glass jars, you can bring a bunch of Tupperware or whatever, fill all those up. You can bring paper bags, fill them up. They have plastic bags there that you can use. But I bought 2 pounds of raw organic almonds for like $6, something like that. I bought pounds of walnuts for under $10. 1 pound of garbanzo beans is $2. Organic raw garbanzo beans, so you can make hummus, you can make stew, soups, and all that kind of stuff with the chickpeas. So for my trail mix, I added some really beautiful things. One of my favorite things is these dark chocolate with no milk and really low in sugar. So in 30 of these dark chocolate chips, in 30 of them there's like 5 grams of sugar and really like barely any ingredients. It's like, they're amazing. So in 30 of them, so that's like a lot. So in every bite I'm getting a couple of those, and it's so satisfying, and then by the end of the day I don't even want dessert. Raisins, they look like a shriveled up brain. These are sun-dried organic Concord grapes. They are full of nutrients, especially when they are dried by the sun. They have absorbed the sun's energy, so it's like eating little balls of sun. Good for the brain, delicious, chewy, kind of like a fruit roll-up. Tyler doesn't like raisins, so I put other dried fruits in his trail mix. Raw sprouted almonds. Almonds a lot of times can be sprayed with a ton of pesticides, and can be really harmful to the bees and the pollinators. So like when you're driving on the 5 freeway to back and forth from Los Angeles to the Bay Area, you'll see a bunch of almonds there. They're constantly being sprayed. I've seen it happen in front of my eyes, and it was heartbreaking. But if you can find almonds that have been sustainably grown, they are so good for our brain and for our body, for stomach acid, things like that. Just making sure to chew these up really well. If you're allergic to nuts, you can make the trail mix with a bunch of seeds and the dried fruit and the chocolate, things like that. I have a bunch of pumpkin seeds in here. Pumpkin seeds, in only 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds are 10 grams of protein. These are raw organic pumpkin seeds. I like to eat them with the shell too, but if you're not really hydrated, they can kind of be hard on the stomach. But without the shell, they're really easy on the stomach. They're full of fiber. They're full of magnesium, phosphorus, zinc, selenium, iron, copper, all that kind of stuff in only 2 tablespoons. These are like little magical beings that we can eat. And they're so filling. Walnuts look just like a brain, and they're full of vitamins and minerals that are good for the brain. So they're full of every B vitamin that we need. B1, B2, B3, B6, all that kind of stuff is in these guys. In only 1 tablespoon, you can get your daily B vitamins in here. They've got protein in them as well. So when there's like nutrient dense foods like this, then it really balances our body out. It feeds our heart, it feeds our bones, it feeds our blood, it feeds our brain. So when I have a couple handfuls of nuts, like when I make this trail mix, my lunch sometimes will just be the trail mix, or like, my breakfast will just be the trail mix. And then I make so many better decisions throughout my day. So like on Saturday when I didn't eat this, I didn't really make the best decisions. So nuts are so powerful. I also put these dried bananas. I think I love dried plantains in the trail mix a little bit more even, because these are a little sweeter, and then the dried plantains are a little saltier, and I like a little bit of salt in this mixture. Cashews, I've learned, are a seed. I've added these to the trail mix, and it is delicious. These are raw sprouted cashews. You can also blend these cashews. You don't need a nut milk strainer. You can blend cashews or walnuts with water, just a handful, not even a handful, just like 5 to 10 walnuts or cashews, and you can blend with water. The more nut or cashew you use, less water, it'll be creamier, like a heavy whipping cream. The less nut you use, more water. It'll be more like a milk. Put it in the fridge. You can flavor it with some vanilla extract or some stevia, make it sweet, or you can make it salty if you want, like a pasta sauce, a creamy pasta sauce, things like that. I make like a really fun cashew Alfredo with lots of garlic and sea salt, and it's delicious. So these are some ways that we can fight temptation. Temptation's all around us, especially when we look at TV and movies, entertainment, things like that. They're not as entertaining and as like funny as we really thought. A lot of them can be kind of stressful. They can be full of drama. They can be full of murder and violence, and all of these things keep us in fear. They can be about death, sickness, and then there'll be an audience in the background while we're watching that makes it seem like it's really funny, but it can actually be something that creates stress within us. And so being mindful of what we're putting into our eyes and ears, our heart is listening. Our heart, H-E-A-R, hear. Our heart hears. So through our ears goes straight to our heart. So notice how when we're watching stuff, a lot of it's full of drama or cheating or murder or crime or so much action packed. And then the commercials are about food, hamburgers, pizza, ice cream, candy, chips, and then about a medication for health problems. Um, and so it goes from like a Burger King ad to an antidepressant ad, and then back to the stressful or funny TV show. Um, and then it goes back to the commercial where you're craving pizza all of a sudden, and then now an anti-anxiety medication that you should try. So just being aware of the illusion, the Saturn energy that is everywhere, but there's also the Jupiter energy is everywhere. Love is everywhere. Love is in abundance. If we look outside and we look at all the trees, we look down at the earth and we realize that the earth is literally always holding us with loving arms. Every step we take, the earth is holding us and supporting us. Helping us to get grounded, one way that we can do that so that we're not just living in the mind, which is just floating in space and things come at us. Oh no, what if this happens? Oh my gosh, what will I eat later? Oh, I'm so worried about that. That sounds so scary. Oh, remember when this happened in the past? So we're just traveling in space, time traveling. When we look down at our feet and we go stand out on the raw earth with our raw bare feet, that'll help us get grounded. There's a lot of ways we can get grounded. That's just one way. Eating things that come straight from the earth is another way to get grounded. Turning off the TV sometimes, or just being mindful of what we are watching, and making sure that it's not full of junk. So like certain TV shows can be just like junk food. It has the same effect, if not worse. Not guilting ourselves when we do indulge. The guilt is going to harm us faster than that food will. But just having balance and, deciding, okay, I'm going to eat this meal and really enjoy it. And then I'm going to eat, nuts and seeds and food that my body recognizes. So when we compare like 2 handfuls of this to a big sandwich and chips, really go through the ingredients and think about what our body recognizes as food and nutrients and what our body doesn't. And just thinking about that before we eat, because I know that I can think about food almost all day long, and still not ever feel satisfied. So that is something I've noticed lately, especially since carrying this beautiful human in my womb, and I didn't want to keep feeding her with garbage, even though I still do from time to time, but I'm extremely aware of it. I'm aware of what those things are, and then adding beautiful, whole, real foods to the mix. So I hope this video was helpful to you. I am not perfect. I am not striving to be perfect. I am genuinely just sharing information that other people have shared with me. So when I am looking for help, when I'm looking for advice, I go on to YouTube and I listen to other people's stories. It's like story time for me. And when it's coming from someone else's mouth and it's their experience, it feels like the truth. When you find things that actually do help, and you start realizing that the smallest little changes have such a huge impact. So small change has a large effect, the butterfly effect. And even just like having 1 sip of water over no sips of water, that's a small change. So I love you all. I hope that these things have helped. It is the start of a new era, and it is a beautiful thing. It can feel confusing, but there are some amazing humans out there that are helping us to step into this new transformation, to this new era. There are so many amazing humans that have been working on themselves for years and years and years and years, and they have amazing tools in their toolbox for us. They're not like hoarding them and not sharing. Like, they are sharing for free. The information's out there. We just have to look for it. We get to choose if we want someone else to tell us what to believe, or if we want to believe what we decide. We have the choice now. We didn't have the choice. We didn't know we had the choice before. Now we know. that we can turn on the TV and listen to what someone else tells us, or we can listen to ourselves, listen to our hearts. Fear will stop controlling us now. And we can nurture. We don't need to get rid of fear altogether. We just nurture and befriend that fear. The Saturn energy is not going anywhere. Saturn's not going anywhere. It's going to be there. So we can befriend the Saturn energy and become comfortable with it and become aware of it and not let it control us anymore. That's all that's happening. We are not in, no one's in control of us. We are in control of ourselves. No one's going to really change us. No one's going to transform us except for ourselves. We are the transformers. We transform us. We help ourselves. And then once we start helping ourselves, the spirit, the great spirit, then enhances whatever we are doing. Whatever we're putting out there is being enhanced by that great spirit. I hope that hope you enjoyed this. I will share more videos soon. Now that I'm pregnant and I sell cannabis at Velvet Cannabis and I am teaching every day on Zoom, I get tired by the end of the day, and so filming these videos, even though it seems like I'm just sitting here talking to the camera, there is a lot that goes into it. First of all, I put a lot of love into this. I put a lot of time into it. The videos mess up. Sometimes the sound doesn't work. Sometimes Wagner starts barking. Sometimes the cat knocks the video over. Sometimes someone comes to the door. Sometimes I record a whole video and there's no sound. So it does take a lot of effort and energy. So I will post more videos soon. But until then, you can always reach out to me. I'm always here. If you have my Instagram handle, my YouTube, phone number, email, whatever, you can always reach out to me. I love sharing anything that's helped me along the way, and all of these things that have helped me, I've learned from other amazing humans. See you soon. Bye.